Hey people, Injured here, 1v1, Calderis Refinery, blue team. It's ben1993 plays a Plague Champion, starts out range combat with his damage overtime bolter, can get melee weapons, good utility and support, can build turrets and repair but lacks mobility. And up against on the red side is Torpid playing an Inquisitor, offensive commander, lots of great crowd control with a little bit of support too. Begins in melee combat but can get ranged weapons. He's sent in his guardsmen to try and grab this contested power early on. Risky if Ben sent his initial heretics over there, but he didn't. So it's okay. I should tell you, by the way, in case you get confused later on if I used it, forum member Hakon, who plays in game as Myrodal, has sorted out a little script for me which allows me to instantly put the replay into slow-mo and remove the UI with a single keystroke, and I'll show you it now. Here we go. Pretty awesome. So if there's a hectic engagement, I can do this so you guys can keep track of what's going on. Maybe I could keep track of what's going on, and I can toggle back with a single keystroke again. Fantastic stuff. Can't believe he sorted that out for me. He also gave me a little program that allows me to remove the obs chat and all of the lag messages from replays, so you won't be seeing that annoying stuff anymore. It's annoying to me in a way. So yeah, and he put all of this together in like 2 afternoons. It's amazing. So massive thanks to Hakon / Myrodal for sorting that stuff out, and it's a massive benefit to me and anyone else who likes to watch or cast replays. So I think he posted the chat remover program on the forums. I'm not sure if he's posted the slow-mo script yet, but I'll post it there if he hasn't already. And yeah, go and check it out. It's awesome, and you might see it in this game. You have double sentinels here for Torpid getting back to the game. Massive pain in the ass. Havoc straight away from Ben puts the Plague Champion behind his heavy cover. Sentinels do not have their ground pound to move in. You might need double Havocs or another Chaos Space Marine squad just to have enough damage to force off these Sentinels. It's a massive bully build, this double Sentinels. You can charge around, dictate in play. The Stomp is a massive deterrent as well for anything getting close. You can just walk your Sentinels in usually and make a squad move away thinking that there's a Stomp coming in. Inquisitor already has her Holy Brazier, gives her a power weapon and the Holy Pyre. Holy Pyre quite useful versus heretics if you're backing it up with Lasgun Fire, I think, and it lasts ages, like 20 or 30 seconds. 1-to-1 cap early on with Ben having a very early and slight VP lead. What's this? Heretics bashing power. Brave move from Ben. They have that range damage resistance because they're in melee combat there, but now the Sentinel's going to go to work and he has to retreat them. Only lost a single model. That's pretty lucky. Is he going to lose another one? I don't think he is. As you can see there, a really good play because that's kept Torpid's 2 Sentinels busy there dealing with a single Heretic squad. Those Heretics just about getting away, and we have the Rosarius up. Not an accessory you see all that often for the Inquisitor because her mandate is so awesome. But she's chasing down these Chaos Space Marines with her Brazier, trying to get a model off them. Noise Marines on the way for Ben. Massive fan of that unit. We'll see what they can do. You don't see the Plague Champion very often in 1v1 games. One of the reasons I chose to cast this one is because I was looking forward to see how the Plague Champion does. Ben has proven to be a very competent, at the least, very competent 1v1 player in Elite Mod. He's, I think, 5th or 6th or something in the rankings. Top 10, I think, definitely. Sentinel needs repairs here. Plague Champion, of course, trying to focus down the guardsmen to force them off and get some models away, but I think he's going to be forced off here himself. Sentinel just threatening a Stomp, doesn't actually have the upgrade, but Ben doesn't necessarily know that unless he looked at the unit by selecting it. Does the Sentinel get a plus icon when it has a Stomp? I'm not sure. I don't think it does. Ben with Noise Marines. He's going to go straight for the power, is he? No, he's going to cap mid first. Havocs are setting up, trying to set up in a way. Can be a bit awkward using setup teams in the middle of Calderis because, as you can see, it's massive and you can usually find a way to flank around even from a front facing position. As you can see, there's a place here to walk through. 2-to-1 cap for the blue team. Sentinel taking shots from Chaos Space Marines, but they have 700 hit points and 800 with the ground bound, so they do pretty good in terms of survivability. Can become problematic if they taking shots from multiple sources because they're quite a large target. Bolters and stuff have good accuracy. Heretics get stomped, but didn't actually catch all of the models there, so Nurgle worship for those guys. And the Sentinels get away. Good play so far with these Sentinels from Torpid. I think he's used them reasonably well. Plague Champion now taking shots at the Inquisitor, and Eternal War is up on those Chaos Space Marines. He's got to take a run at the POW now, surely. No, he's going mid. Wants to try and help out his Inquisitor, who's getting suppressed and all sorts of stuff. And Noise Marines having a run at his POW. I thought he was going to go for a trade, but no, he wants to defend here. Inquisitor lives. Good job keeping her in play, I think. Get that arrow out of the way, Indrid. 1-to-1 cap. Center is decapped. And double heretics coming back out of base. No upgrades for these guys yet. I don't think there's a lot he could do with them to help against these double sentinels. Much better to spend his power early on the Havocs and the Noise Marines and the Eternal War. Look at the way he's set himself up here, covering this approach, and now he's moving. And we are going to see an attempted trade from Torpid. Can he get down all of these generators? He should be able to. Only double heretics here, not a lot they can do with double sentinels that can both stomp around. And he is, I think, going to take out this entire farm. There's some repairs. Well, here we see he's going for double grenade launchers. That's a pretty brave move. Very, very effective, of course, versus the guardsmen, but won't do a whole lot to the sentinels. And he spent 40 power on them, so he's going to need a bunch of pressure on these guardsmen for that to pay off. But it might pay off massively if he can force off the guardsmen quickly. They won't be able to repair the sentinels, and that will probably basically force off the sentinels as well if there's CSM and Havocs around. Noise Marines continue to use their Sonic Blaster versus this power stuff, shaking down that node. No war gift for the Plague Champion. Wasn't expecting perhaps the Mucus Discharge to support his CSM in range combat behind cover and stuff, but no sign of it. If you have CSM behind heavy cover with Nurgle Worship and that Mucus Discharge, Breath of Nurgle heal, can be pretty damn annoying in Tier 1. Havoc setting up. Sentinel taking a small amount of damage right on the edge of the firing arc. You take more damage the closer you are to these setup team suppression weapons, so it took very little damage there, but he's going in for it, is he? I thought Torpid was going to try and run in both sentinels, but as you can see there's a massive gap there that he can flank, so he doesn't need to risk that. CSM trying to finish this cap. They should be able to. Spotters on the field, and they disrupt them just in time, and you can see there the knockback strength is pretty good, so they couldn't keep capping, and this is going to be a bit of a pain in the arse, I think, for Ben to deal with. He needs to force off those spotters quickly because they're going to completely shut down these Havocs, and a lot of the defensive play comes from these Havocs being in place and deterring those sentinels. But here we see a smoke shell. Reduces range by 50% now, of course, not the 90% that it did before. You can see it illustrated with the firing arc. There's the Holy Pyre, kills a bunch of heretics, well, 2 of them. Doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but heretics only have 75 hit points when they are without an aspiring champion at level 1. 1-to-1 cap here. Torpid getting ready for a push in from the east, I think. I thought he was going to push against the Havocs when he dropped his smoke shell, but it was busy doing other things. Capping and taking down that node, perhaps. Triple gens up for Ben, and Torpid also with triple gens up. Tier 2 for both players. Ben slightly ahead, and we might see Blood Crusher or maybe some Blood Letters to get in amongst this stuff. Make the Sentinels think about their positioning with their stomp. Plague Champion almost taken down with the Hammer of the Witches there. Heretics, yeah, not paying off these grenade launchers so far. Just bleeding him here so far. the shots from the double sentinels and these double guardsmen enough to really hurt them. Sentinel decaps mid, there's the 1-to-1, there is the smoke shell again. Are they going to move away? They are behind heavy cover, so they might just try and tank this. But this sentinel now is bypassing that cover, and there's the stomp, and here comes the Inquisitor. Surely we should get a model, will she? No, did not. Blood Crusher it is for Ben. We'll see how risky it is. Torpid could respond very quickly with double missile launchers and double crack missiles on that Blood Crusher. Could be nasty, especially if he does get the... oh, I forgot what it's called. That Inferno pistol, there we go. 500, 299. Just Space Marines down a model, trying to put a bit of pressure on this Sentinel, but Torpid knows what he's doing and backs it off. Here's some repairs now too. Laser Marines going for a power harass, and they haven't really been able to do a whole lot else really. They do massive damage to these guardsmen, but the Inquisitor can just tie them up, and there's a Sentinel stomp there as well to think about. Inquisitor going straight after them as well. There's a smoke shell, here comes the Blood Crusher, and there is a Noxious Cloud, beautifully done. Torpid obviously not noticing the marker and has to retreat while it's already active and lost a bunch of models, but they are only guardsmen. They will reinforce 2 at a time. Lost one of his spotters as well. Blood Crusher's going to chase this Sentinel into base and try and finish it off. Wrong missiles, and this is a dead Sentinel, I think. Oh, crack missiles loaded in. They are. Bang. Guardsman trying to repair. Desperate stuff from both players here. He might lose his Blood Crusher for nothing. Basically for absolutely nothing. It was the Noxious Cloud that forced off this stuff, not the Blood Crusher. Can he finish it? He does. Almost 100 DPS heavy melee does take down the Sentinel, but he does lose the Blood Crusher. I don't think that was worth it. Blood Crushers are 60 power and can terrorize things if they stick around. Inquisitor gets away with 1 hit point. Blood letters now for Ben. The other thing I said he might get, and he's going for it. I think he's going to do a lot better. He does have the stomp to worry about, but he should be able to dodge it. Perhaps, maybe. We have an autocannon from these Mark of Khorne Havocs as well. This is a really nasty weapon, especially if you can double up on autocannons. It shreds stuff completely. 482, 295. Look at the damage to that Sentinel from one of them. Good grief. And Marco Zinch on the way. That is going to shred the remaining Sentinel as well. Inferno damage from those Inferno bolts doing huge DPS to heavy armor. Here are the bloodletters. Demon infantry with power melee weapons, high melee skill. They can also teleport into combat and passively teleport, kind of like a charge into enemies. Ogrins though from Torpid. Is it enough of this ranged lasgun malarkey? And is going for some brute force here. Kicking off mid. Inquisitor's going to go straight after those Havocs. There's the bloodletter jump. Can the Sentinel get the stomp on them? Doesn't even try. Doesn't even get a chance to. The damage from these Marco Zinchka Space Marines. They have their aspiring champion now as well. Down goes the Sentinel. So now he's really relying on his Ogrins to change this game and get him some map control back. Put some pressure on Ben. Does the Inquisitor go down? Here are the Ogrins. Super heavy infantry, these guys. Powerful in melee combat. Lots of heavy melee DPS. They actually have half decent ranged weapons as well, though they mainly use them to smack your brain off. And forces off Ben there. Lots of disruption from these guys now that they have their Bona Leader. There they are using it. That he's just using that for the speed boost so he can get up to these Noise Marines quicker. 482, 241. Can the Noise Marines take out all of this power? They can't. Little burst of their cacophony and they get away just about. Ogrins are chasing. Might get one more model. No. Torpid takes the opportunity to push forward slightly, not as much as I thought he would. I thought he would go straight for the generator. He's trying to get just one generator down maybe. He doesn't want to overextend, of course, because if he's defended against successfully, he'd be forced to retreat all the way back. So that's probably why he didn't do it. He's going to bunker up, medical bunker. Most likely Ben, though, goes tier 3, 470, 241. Bloodletters now need to be pretty careful with these Ogryns around. They will do a lot of damage to them. But the Ogryns with 1825 hit points and that disruption from User Red are going to be pretty nasty. Heavy Weapon Squad is on the field for Torpid. CSM will also do a lot of damage to those Ogryns with those Inferno Bolters. Heavy Weapon Squad gives Torpid another fire support option. He's going straight for an autocannon here. I thought he was going to use it to try and shut down the Chaos Space Marines with suppression. I suppose he has the spotters for that. Where are his spotters, incidentally? They are not on the field. They've gone down injured. They've not even noticed that. The Inquisitor lives again. She's got away very luckily a few times. Not sure what those guardsmen were doing, but there's the Noise Marines. And that Sonic Blaster does full damage to all infantry types. Even those Ogryns will be taking full damage from it. It really is an awesome weapon. Ogryns get in amongst them though, tearing apart a model very, very quickly, but counter-initiated by the Bloodletters. Nasty. And now they're teleporting onto... No, they aren't. They were killed, in fact, by lasgun fire before they could teleport. Wow, lots of losses. Those spotters went down. No idea where the spotters... Oh, here we are. There's one of the spotter models. So they died there. Trying to get back away from this area. I think they got caught. Refractor field up for the Heavy Weapon Squad prevents knockback. Does it do anything else? I'm not actually sure. I don't think it does. He used to actually be a sergeant model, but he apparently caused bugs with stuff, so it's just a refractor field now. 402, 241. Those Havocs pounding away with that autocannon, but are forced off by Plasma Gun Guardsmen. We have double Plasma Gun, we do. 25 power, 90 rec. To get those Plasma Guns up, you get 3 in each squad. And these guys both have their Commissars. So these double Guardsmen really have carried the game for Torpid up to this point, I think. Level 4 Inquisitor and a Chaos Predator on the way for Ben. That's going to be a massive pain in the ass. Ogryns would do a hell of a lot if they can get in amongst the Predator tank, but that shouldn't happen. But it probably will because of vehicle pathing in Dawn of War 2. Ogryns catching some poor heretics with grenade launchers and knocking some heads together and forcing them off with 3 losses. Medical bunkers, quite an important play, and he doesn't really have an easy way to deal with it, Ben. I suppose the Predator can take shots at it if he can force things off, but he doesn't want to sit there taking shots with Ogryns around. Noise Marines, are we going to see a Blastmaster from these guys, or is it just too risky with Ogryns around? Havoc's forced off. Here's that Predator tank, no sign of a mark yet. Most good players, I think, will wait to get a mark to see what's happening and perhaps try and get another Predator out first. I usually just get a mark as soon as I can because I like them. 339, 241. Here are the Ogryns, looking very menacing. Are they trying to flank that Predator tank? Chaos Space Marines getting shots. And they're going to use User Red to get out of trouble, but they do lose a model there. They can just come back to this bunker though for some reinforcement. Ben unable to cap mid. Predator tank is going to help a lot. Took some damage though from the autocannon. Now trying to flank in. There's a Noxious Cloud. Torpid hasn't seen it again, or has he? I think now he has, and he's moving away, but there's a retreat, and he's forced off all of the Guardsmen and the Ogryns, and now can maybe take down or steal this bunker. Is he going to try and steal it? 2-to-1 cap for Torpid. Chaos Space Marines are stealing it. There we go. Las Cannon. This could be a dead Predator tank here. Couple more shots. And that was a rear armor hit and does take down the Predator tank. He pushed up way too far with it. That's a massive loss from Ben because that was Really scaring Torpid's infantry, but now he doesn't have that. He's getting some more bloodletters. I think he should get some more havocs up here. There's no spotters on the field anymore, and that suppression would really help with Ogryns. It's something that they can't break. (303-241). I was kind of expecting Interrogator's armor from Torpid's Inquisitor. He's getting Excruciators now to infiltrate these Ogryns because there are no aspiring champions on the heretics. I guess he figures that if he does get it, Ben will just get an aspiring champion to counter it. So those Excruciators are on the way. And that will help against the bloodletters, which he didn't actually see. So I assume he got that to try and keep something in place for his Ogryns to smack on. Plague Champion level 3 with no war gear. There's the husk of that Predator tank. Torpid very, very, very far away from tier 3. Ogryns are always a big purchase. Last couple of engagements they haven't really done a lot. The damage from these Chaos Space Marines is nuts. 303-241 needs to get the Inquisitor onto those CSM to tie them up before he sends in the Ogryns. I think much easier said than done, of course. Mandate would help there with the speed buff. There's another Noxious Cloud onto those Guardsmen. That's painful stuff. And those guys are still in the garrison, but they just about live, and now they're reinforcing off it 3 at a time. 303-229. Autocannon setting up. Ogryns gonna try and cap here under Plague Champion fire, which they should be able to tank quite well. In fact, he's backing off now. And more bloodletters for Ben in tier 3. Torpid is wreck starved because of all the bleed he's got, and reinforcing off this bunker. Here come the Guardsmen back out, and he's repurchasing the Commissar Leader. Really doesn't want to lose his Guardsmen. That las cannon now not doing a whole lot, and in fact he's using it to cap. As you can see, he might try and cheekily take out this power with it, but no, he's going back. 296, 220, 221 cap for Torpid, and he's got control of the mid back. That Predator loss was really set back Ben, but now has his double bloodletters, and that's going to be incredibly painful. They should be able to take on the Ogryns, surely. If the Ogryns leveled, they are level 2. Over 2,000 hit points now. That's tough. Blastmaster on the way, and that could be heinously bad for these double Guardsmen. 278, 220. There's that autocannon coming into play. Needs to try and tie up the CSM before he sends in the Ogryns. He is holding them back, and that was a mistake. Oh, he just executes to stop the retreat there, no problem. Gonna say if they went all the way off the field, that would have been a big loss in this engagement, but it's all kicking off. Here come the Ogryns. There's User Red actually knocking down allies with it. A Hell Fury strike, the first one I've seen. Heretics forced off, but those double bloodletters are scary. And they're both teleporting in here, are they? They are teleporting in. Ogryns there to counter-initiate. And here we go. Double Guardsmen are not shooting at them. They are shooting at the Plague Champion, it looks like. Double bloodletters should be able to absolutely own the Ogryns, but they are getting that disruption. Look at that. They knocked down basically all of the bloodletters with that special attack, but 2 Ogryns die. That is just so much. So much power melee damage. I'm not actually sure how much they do per model. One of the bloodletters forced off, but the other one is basically unscathed there. 240, 220. Those double heavy weapon teams. Bloodletters continue to be a nuisance. Ogryns reinforcing off of the bunker, but there is touch of Nurgle on the bloodletters, and that will mean extra damage because they are not a heretic model being exploded. It's something I really like to use on bloodletters and raptors. Jump them in, take a lot of aggro, use touch of Nurgle, and you really screw with your opponent. 222, 220s, almost evened up the VPs. Now he has in fact Torpid, and he has a Manticore. You see the first Manticore strike there, heavy artillery piece, huge range and damage. where you need to manually target each shot with each missile. Inquisitor has her Excruciators. She's level 5, she's done well. Plague Champion now has the Fist. Is he going to go all out with the Pestilence and the Icon of Nurgle? Could afford the Icon right now. 202, 220. Torpid continuing to tick down the timer with that 2-to-1 cap. This bunker really has paid off massively. The Ogrins would have been completely forced off without it, probably, with those double bloodletters. One of them's level 2. CSM now level 3, their damage getting scarier and scarier, and Ben is trying a massive big flank here. His autocannon there, his noise marines, as you can see. Plague Champion level 4, no sign of that Icon of Nurgle. Blastmaster shot on the autocannon heavy weapons, but that was nasty. But look at the damage pouring in from the guardsman now, level 3 guardsman. Blastmaster misfires, trying to shoot at them again. Bloodletters in retreat path. Nearly finished them off. 7 hit points, they do get away. Blastmaster shots. Could have been a lot worse, but Torpid moved them away. 163, 220. See the Pestilence strike here, supporting the CSM with some range damage reduction. Resistance, I should say. Here comes the Plague Champion now. He can't use Pestilence strike to stun these Ogrins, and takes a friendly fire shot from the Blastmaster and is going to go down. He should have got that Armor of Pestilence and Icon of Nurgle up to toughen him. Plague Champion usually struggles if he doesn't have any other war gear with his melee weapon. He's just too slow and not quite tough enough in my experience. Anyway, there is the Excruciators used. Assail is the name of the ability on those bloodletters, saving the Manticore, which lives. And a really good engagement from Torpid. Bit of unluckiness there from Ben, losing his Plague Champion like that, but he does get another Predator tank. And that's obviously why he didn't upgrade his Plague Champion, because he wanted that Predator tank. Is it the best choice with a Manticore and a Las Cannon and the Ogrins around? He has some more spotters here, Torpid, and he still has that autocannon somewhere. Where is it? Coming out of base now. He's played it well, Torpid. He's played it quite safe, hasn't ventured out to try and bash this power any time since the start of the game when he swapped gens. He's happy to try and hold here. He needs to spread his units out a bit, I think, because of that Blastmaster. And it's good for combating bloodletters as well, because when bloodletters teleport in and start getting special attacks, you don't want multiple squads to be affected by those specials. What are these noise marines doing? Sometimes happens with setup teams, they spread out strangely like that. Are they going to get a shot? Probably going to get a shot and then have to run away. Boom. And only takes out one model. Completely not worth it. There's Hammer of the Witches has been used though. Assail on the Havocs. Does that prevent the firing of ranged weapons as well? Why did they not shoot there? I thought it only slowed movement. Guess not. Here come the bloodletters. Massively risky from Ben, but I guess he needs to try. Ogren's there to counter-initiate with the Bonehead leaders. Use your red. You saw that disruption there, and there's Touch of Nurgle as well. Torpid needs to try and switch targets to the squad that doesn't have Touch of Nurgle on it. Much easier said than done in the thick of the action. You saw another Touch of Nurgle. Explosion there, and the Predator tank flanks around and takes out the Manticore. Did not even see that. And there's a spotter shell. Bloodletters both forced off, are they? Yes. And Ogrins doing their job, counter-initiating very well against those bloodletters. But that bunker again has been awesome, and there is the GG from Ben and the concede. Doesn't think he has a chance to push through. That Predator tank did well though, got that Manticore. What could Ben have done differently? I think this Blastmaster a bit sooner would have been good, and I wasn't entirely convinced about this double bloodletter play in tier 3. I think maybe trying to get a Great Unclean one up would have been good. And he probably could have if he didn't get those double blood letters out. But there they have it. Plague Champion, the poor Plague Champion, goes down just when he got his fist to have some fun. More spotters were on the way for Torpid. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.